All right. Hi, I'm Alexandra. I'm one of the group fitness instructors. So I'm going to be going through a few bar on the mat exercises. They're also a little bit cross with Pilates exercises, but they're really good. You can do them with no equipment, and they're definitely targeting your core and your lower body, your legs, specifically quads. So first, great exercise. Really, also this is good for before a run or any aerobic exercise too, a hip bridge. And you can do this several reps. You can do this with a Tabata style, so 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, or 30 seconds on, 15 seconds off, any type of ratio like that. So in a hip bridge, you want to have your hips in line with your feet. And then once you're on the floor, have your palms facing up, and then bring your hips forward to the ceiling. And you want to drive your heels into the ground. And then as you come down, you want to move vertebrae, each vertebrae at a time to lower. You also want to work each vertebrae coming up. And think of your hips being pulled by a string to the ceiling, still digging those heels into the ground, coming down. So once you master just the basic hip bridge, you can also do single leg. So you want to keep the same movement of up and down. Just you're going to have to engage your core a little more, engage whichever quad you're working with and supporting quad, and bring it down. So you don't want to use the leg to bring you up, you just want it to stay there. But again, you're using your core, you're using your spine to bring you up and down. Other leg, down, up. So again, your legs should not really be moving. Try to get all the way up if you're in a single hip or both leg hip bridge where you're on your shoulders, but you're not arching your back too much because you want to keep the hips in line with the spine. And another exercise that's really great is side leg lifts. So you can either be like up here, just on your hand, or you can be on your elbow. You want to keep the hips in line with each other. Helpful to have supporting arm here. And then you want to kick a leg up, and this obviously can depend on your flexibility, but you want to keep both hips facing front. So if you're going to keep your leg up, slowly bring it down. Bring it up, slowly bring it down. And then another thing you can do is pulse, pulse, pulse. So you only want to move up and down about an inch. So it's not big movements, it's a small movement. And you're able to isolate the quad right here and build tension, which will build muscle. You can also circle backwards. Again, same type of thing you can do for 30 seconds on, 15 seconds off, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. You can do it to a song. You can do 32 counts, which is 4 counts of 8. Roll it forward. You can do pulses on the bottom here too. And those big swings. Make sure you do both legs too. I'll run through it quickly. But in general, you always want to be even. Hips are aligned. Nice big swings, controlled. So you're not whacking it up. You're controlled movement as you bring it down too. And then the pulses, 1, 2, 3, 4. Circle forward, circle back, and then pulse on the bottom. Those are some basic movements for leg or side leg. Another really cool thing are clamshells. So again, you can kind of be on your hand or on the elbow here, whichever kind of works for you better. You want to keep the hips and knees facing forward. And if you have a band, I don't have a band right now, but if anyone has a band at home, I would highly recommend putting the band on right here, so right above the knees. But if you don't have a band, you can still, reap the benefits of the exercise. So hips are together, feet are together, and you're just gonna bring it open, the top leg open and down, open and down. So if you have a band, you're definitely gonna start to feel the tension in your quads and glutes faster. But you'll definitely eventually feel it without a band too. I would definitely recommend longer intervals for this exercise, since if you're without a band, you won't necessarily feel it until maybe about 10 reps in. So you could even do 60 seconds on, 30 seconds off. Or you could do, any variation, but I would do between 40 to 60 seconds of clamshells for one side before switching. Okay, now I'll show you the other side. Just to be even here. Up and down. Try to keep those shoulders down, the chest facing the front. If you want to make it harder, you can keep your feet together, but it's not necessarily that's not necessarily required for the exercise, but this will make it a little bit more tension building. Okay, and then, so further strengthening core and quads and glutes, we're also gonna do a very basic bar exercise. Also, you might see in Pilates, fire hydrant. So if you're on all fours, hands and fingers facing front, aligned with shoulders, and then the hips are aligned with the knees. You're just gonna take one leg. We're gonna start with the right. So it goes sideways and back. I'm actually gonna go this way. So sideways and back. So you want to keep the shoulders facing downwards. Just rotating that hip, the right hip for me. And if you have a band, you can also use a band. They are pretty good. So again, this is something you're actually gonna, even without a band or that extra boost, you're gonna feel it kind of quickly. So I would suggest, again, some sort of 30 seconds on, 15 seconds off, which you can set your timer. Other leg. And whichever is comfortable for you for the supporting leg, you can have your foot perched like this, or you can leave it down, whichever is more comfortable. But yeah, on a mat, it's going to be more comfortable to put your foot face down. So those are fire hydrants. And then another cool side leg exercise is called a pretzel. So if you do like a mermaid pose, one foot in front, crossed, and then the other one in the back, your back leg. To work the back leg, you can, first of all, you want to have your hands in the front. So you want to take it up, side, up, down, up, side, down. So yeah, try to keep those shoulders down, the shoulders facing front, so no twisting strangely. The hip is going to come up a little bit because that's how you're sitting, so that's okay. But really try to focus also engaging your core. And yeah, you're going to feel it pretty fast. So take it up, side, up, down, up, side, down. And then I'll also show you, you can go backwards So if I'm in my mermaid position, I can go up, back, up, down, up, back, up, down. So it doesn't have to be perfectly straight back because I know that's a little difficult. So as long as you're kind of aiming towards the back, okay. And then the other side. So shoulders down, up, side. Try to have some control as you come down. I kind of plop a little bit on that rep. Yep, and make sure the kick is not a real kick, you know, just an extension. That's really what it is, an extension, not a kick. And then we'll go backwards, up, back. Okay. And then I have also a really cool core exercise, definitely mat friendly. So other than holding your basic plank, which I'll just quickly go through some key technique for that. Do this just in case. So elbows on the ground. Come off the floor. So you want to keep those hips down and the butt down. The shoulders should be in line with the elbows more or less. So you're not going too far forward or too far back. Yep, engaging the core. So for this exercise, you're going to take one of your arms. We'll do the right. Lift it up, extend. You can bring your feet together or you can keep them out. And then you can thread to the needle. So you're going to go here, bring it in, and then come up. Bring it in, come up. 3, and then 4. Back down. I'm just going to explain something while I can talk. I'm not in plank, so I can talk. So yeah, you're definitely rotating your core a little bit there, but you're keeping your shoulders in place and your hips in place. In that case, your hips were side. So it's really important that your shoulders and hips and even the feet are grounding you in that position so that you're able to do that extension and then rotate inwards and bring it back out. Definitely working your upper and lower abs. And I'll just show you the other side quickly. Okay. So in the plank, move a little far forward. You go up, and you feel free to hold this too. Just this alone is a great exercise. And then you can thread the needle, come up, thread the needle, come up. And this arm, the supporting arm, is anchoring you also, but mainly your core strength and core stability is going to make the difference about being able to do this in one swift movement. So those are some of the exercises that are bar inspired and a little bit of Pilates. Yes, definitely good. No equipment used. And yeah, thanks for joining. And if you have any questions, you can definitely reach out to myself or GW Campus Rec. Thank you.